Skells play a huge role in your Xenoblade X experience. Today we're ranking every playable Skell and breaking down their mechanics. We'll evaluate each Skell across 6 criteria: design, transformations, maneuverability, overdrive buffs, fuel consumption, and Skell specialty, with some fun facts along the way. I'm Astra, and joining me today is the biggest Skell fan ever.
Hello there, Imperfect Works here. Thanks for having me today. I like Skells, don't we all? Whether you want one just for travel, or if you like mechs, the question arrives. Which one do you choose? Today, we'll give a look at many of these aspects to find the best options for you.
There are 3 types of Skells: light, medium, and heavy. Light Skells are typically the starter with lower health and fuel, but high evasion and maneuverability. The maneuverability of light Skells is typically the easiest to handle. Medium Skells are stronger and more durable, offering a balance between light and heavy, with fuel capacity almost as high as the heavy ones. Heavy Skells are big and tanky, with much higher health, defense, and fuel, but lower evasion and higher fuel consumption. Starting with the light Skells, we have the Formula. The Formula Skell is the most notable in the game. It's definitely one of the skinniest Skells.
2 radiator or grill-like vents in the chest around the core. Very mechy. Legs look dynamic, with many pointy ends. Wheels are stored in the back, and the cockpit. As in most Skells we'll see today, it's like a pod that goes straight into the middle area once the pilot gets in. Formula Zero mostly adds a horn for a meaner look.
The transformation is simple and quick, sharing the same animation as the other light and medium Skells.
You can try it out in the model kit. Just keep in mind it's not the best plastic though. Brings the wheel from the back while maintaining balance, then putting arms and legs pointing backwards.
Although the transformation is fairly simple compared to the other Skells, the drift mode is not as stable as some of the other Skells. However, its light frame makes it easy to control. The Skell has the Jinrai Overdrive, which has 0 fuel usage, and increased the critical, evasion, and accuracy with the reduced cooldown. It's the most standard overdrive. The formula drains a 1 fuel per second while flying. The Skell is the cheapest, so it's easy to equip your party with them early on, and you get one for free. The formula has 4 variants, being the only Skell with a level 15 variant. However, this level 15 variant is only given to you temporarily during a Girl's Wings affinity mission, and is unable to be purchased.
Fun fact, it's the poster boy. Appears in the first trailers, the box art, title screen. It's one of the only 2 existing Xenoblade model kits, and it's the one that Doug was piloting when we first met the crew. So, the formula is kinda like the experimental unit. In fact, it is said to be the basis for all Skell models. The model kit and the Skell itself have some differences. Can you find them all? Let us know in the comments.
The Formula Skell even appears as a spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Overall, we decided the formula would be B tier with an average score of 23. The Verus, also known as the Wells, is a skinny, rounded Skell resembling a bunny. The design is much more rounded than the other Skells, especially around the shoulders and knees.
And I do like those slots or holes it has in the shoulders and legs. I also like how pointy and curvy the chest area is. The curves make it look more like a sports car though. Plus the bunny ears, it looks aerodynamic.
In vehicle mode, it has the balance of a motorcycle, but the vehicle mode isn't as stable as some of the heavier Skells. Just like other light Skells, it's very easy to maneuver. Verus comes with the Hagane Overdrive, which has 0 fuel usage, melee damage up, appendage heal, and physical reflect. The Verus drains at 2 fuels per second while flying. The level 30 Verus costs 268 credits, making it very affordable early game. The Verus has 3 level variants.
Fun fact, it was supposed to be Elma's Skell. She is also associated with the Skell in one of the barracks decals. Even has her colors. I hope she uses one in future games, during the cutscenes.
Overall, we decided the Verus would be B tier with an average score of 22.5, making it a very close contender to the formula. When I think of Skells, the Urban is typically the first one that comes to mind, as the standard Skell design.
Just a bit blockier compared to the formula, and having only 1 chest radiator or exhaust or grill under the core instead of 2. I actually like this about it. 1 big exhaust in the middle, Reminds me of those toy cars that had a big engine in the hood.
The transformation is quick and seamless. The Urban has amazing maneuverability, especially in vehicle mode. Urban has the Oboro Overdrive, which grants 0 fuel usage, damage up, reduced appendage damage taken, and appendage heal, making it the most standard overdrive. It drains 2 fuel per second while flying. Since it's the first skill you get for free upon getting your license, it's really useful early game, although it's not as strong as other skills. There are 4 variants. Besides the Hraesvelg, the only skill to have a level 20 variant.
And the level 30 Urban is stronger in most stats than the level 30 formula. Both light skills have better potential than the heavy skills most of the times.
Fun fact, most of the evil characters use Urbans. I wonder why.
I guess it's because it's so common. The Urban is like the mass-produced skill, while the formula is the experimental one. You can check out in your index how many Urbans with different colors you fought. Also, most human skills, except the Ares and Hraesvelg, were designed by Takayuki Yanase, who also made designs for Gundam 00 and Metal Gear Solid 4 and Rising Revengeance. Light skills so far have shown good maneuverability and steering. The medium and heavy ones is where things get complicated.
Overall, we decided the Urban is B tier with a score of 21.25. The Overdrive is very basic, which lowered its score. The Lailah is my personal favorite in the series. Since it's a medium scale, it's a bit chunkier than the ones we've talked about so far. The design of the frame is also a bit more flat in comparison to the other skells, but it still has a very sleek, futuristic look.
The hammerhead-like design in the head is a small change, yet it makes it look so much cooler, like many Xeno designs in the past.
I really love this design.
Transformation, same as the light skills, but the additional hip plates on the sides are used to protect the front wheel more. So a couple of points for that.
It definitely isn't as easy to control as light skells, but decent for heavier skells.
Try jiggling or zigzagging with this one. You'll notice some severe camera whiplash when turning.
The Lailah comes equipped with the Nagi Overdrive that grants 0 fuel taken, appendage regen, lower damage, and debuff immunity. What a great overdrive! Lailah uses 2 fuel per second while flying. For a medium scale, it's very mobile and deals some heavy damage. However, it's not as durable as some of the heavy skills are. I would say regardless of where you are in the game, the Lailah is extremely useful, especially being a medium scale with fuel regen.
The medium skills, Lailah and Inferno, are the only ones that can store up to 6000 GP, meaning they can do 2 overdrive activations back to back.
There are 3 variants.
Fun fact, Irina pilots one during the attack on NLA. Some of the best action cutscenes in Xenoblade Cross. Unfortunately, everyone piloted a generic Urban in later cutscenes.
The high score of all the factors, especially Overdrive, with a score of 26.7, making it S tier. The Inferno looks pretty beefy for a medium scale, especially on the legs.
This one is even more just above formula than the previous one. Overall, it's the most square-like skill. Tons of flat parts, edges, and angles. Looks quite tanky despite being classified as medium. It just adds more details and carving to the head, plus an antenna. I like the fender and mud flaps like elements. I like how you can see the wheels on the knees in the Skell mode. It uses the heavy Skell's transformation animation.
The maneuverability is quite annoying compared to the other skells.
The lowest starting up speed and terrible steering for U-turns or circles. This thing can't drift.
Although the Skell is really good for reflect builds, especially with the level 60 Skyden. There are 3 variations of the Inferno. Inferno has the Hibana Overdrive, which grants 0 fuel usage, appendage heal, range damage up, and thermal reflect. It uses 3 fuel per second while flying.
I always forget this one exists. I also always forget it's medium and not a heavy one.
Literally same.
Any Inferno fans out there?
The Inferno, unfortunately, is the lowest one on the list so far, scoring 16.35 points, landing it at C tier.
Amdusias. I love how it looks like a JRPG mage party member turned into Skell. It even has a cane. Reminds me a bit of Remoanso from Xenogears, with that pointy head. Also, the big hip and abdomen protector and those thick legs also contribute to that robe look.
The Amdusias is beefy from head to toe. Imagine this thing fell on you. no chance you'd survive. Most of its beefiness is in the legs. The head is long and pointy with a beautiful glow.
Transformation, same as all the heavies. I like the tank-like road wheels in the front.
From my experience, this is the hardest Skell to maneuver, thanks to its beefiness.
It's the worst Skell for driving according to my test. If you want a Skell just for driving, do not choose this one. Ranked as the worst in terms of steering, in U-turns for example. Look, it has to make a longer turn than the others, so you can't maneuver too well with this one. Also, one of the worst in starting up and tilting.
The Amdusias has the Kurenai Overdrive with 0 fuel usage, absorb fuel, double crush, and melee attack up. As for fuel, it uses a hefty amount. It wastes the most while flying, a solid 6 fuel per second. The strongest base melee attack among the level 30 Skells. Also the strongest fuel capacity among both the level 30s and the 60s.
One of the common post or end game custom skills that are out there involves making both an Amdusias Hades and a Mastema White Reaper, giving the Mastema the Amdusias armor to better use its stats.
There are 3 level variants. The level 50 and 60 version swaps the pointy head for a ram head and horns.
Looks sick as hell with those evil horns, plus its overall shape, it truly looks like an important boss. The features are somewhat curvy as well. This version also had the second strongest base melee attack, only under the RS90, and now with the buffed level 60 Excavator.
The overdrive and overall power definitely bring up the Skell. However, the fuel usage and maneuverability bring down the Skell to a B tier with 18.5 points. The Mastema looks like a medium Skell despite being a heavy Skell. The face reminds me of a fox or a wolf.
Love my Mastema, 2 radiators or grids, those big thigh and shoulders. Seeing the divided hip plates and the 2 radiators on the chest now, and some cylinders. Transformation. It has one of the simplest yet natural transformations of all skills.
The transformation is like a tanky spider.
So ideal if you have a bigger gun. It just lays down a bit while the extra big thighs and backpack unfold to make those legs. No overcomplicated transformation movements.
In comparison to the other heavy Skells, this one is the easiest to drive, thanks to its stable steering.
Rivaling and even surpassing the light Skells in this regard. It has less camera whiplash when steering than the Lailah and Formula for example. Easier time doing an U-turn, maybe because of having 4 wheels? Don't let the animation fool you as the model is bigger though.
Mastema has the, I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing this word.
Gekutetsu. Gekitetsu.
Overdrive with 0 fuel usage, range damage up, beam reflect, reduce incoming damage. It uses 4 fuel per second while flying, which is pretty much its only bane.
The strongest level 30 base range attack, and second in accuracy. One of the best post-games and endgame skills. Overall, it has the best range attack and accuracy, ideal for strong range attack weapons. You can customize it to make quite the killer machine. Just equip a ranged super weapon of your preferred element and boost the hell out of its stats and augment.
There are 3 level variants.
The level 60 version has a more unique visor, a strange pattern, and only 1 horn coming from the nape.
The Mastema absolutely excels in every category, breaking up an almost perfect score of 28, making it S tier. Next up is the beloved Hraesvelg.
Loved this one since I first saw it in the art book. And it's finally here.
I personally really love the edginess of the katana. Bonus points for that. This is a dual-eyed Skell.
Although I am a mono-eye fan myself. So it stands out a lot among the other human skills. Those big thrusters that remind me of those jumping rubber toys or Ninjago spinners also add to the look, contrasting the white with black and a light blue light inside.
The face looks so aerodynamic compared to the others.
You can tell it's meant for flight. The only negative aspect about its design, it's one of the few things that lost its original purpose.
I love these little charms on the sword.
The horns inserted in its right arm were supposed to be from hunted space creatures. Yet currently, Hraesvelg is now a mass-produced skill. It was supposed to be unique and custom. Now everyone has one.
unlike the other Skells that transform into cars, but instead transforms into a jet. The Hraesvelg attains this hover mode even on the water. This hover mode doesn't use fuel. It also allows you to fall a bit slower. The transformation is so fast and seamless that many people miss it.
When it transforms, the lamp and head go over the chest, protecting the pilot, unlike others. The head, which is a glorified camera, ends up in the tip. The legs are spread. Wings and spoilers open as well.
The steering is pretty good even without cruise mode. It's the fastest way to travel with cool spins and a manual first-person cockpit view. I would say it's the best Skell for flying with cruise mode. Hraesvelg is equipped with the Jinrai Overdrive, which grants the following effects: accuracy and evasion up, critical chance up, and cooldown boost. The high potential and evasion makes it great for overdrives. However, the other Skells have better overdrive buffs. The fuel alongside with the lower damage is the weakness of the Skell,
especially given how fast fuel is drained in cruise mode.
It uses 2 fuel per second while flying otherwise.
The level 60 version has the highest fuel capacity in this line of Skells, yet still not enough.
There are 4 level variants, including a level 20 version. This is the only Skell that has an extra mode, the cruise mode. In order to get this cruise mode, you need to do Liesel's affinity mission. Thinking makes it so. After that, 2 wing blades will be attached to its leg to transform into a jet.
Those wings in the feet just got bigger.
Press B while flying to activate cruise mode. The Hraesvelg alongside the Urban are the 2 level 20 Skells, making them cheap and easy to buy for your party early on. You even get one for free after doing Liesel's side quest. Note that you cannot modify the weapons, a slight downside, but it's good for those who like pre-built Skells. Another downside is the lower fuel capacity and the lower damage output, but this is a downside of light Skells in general.
While not transformable in the beginning, its boosters make it so it glides for longer, and also faster than any other Skell up to that point.
This allows you to reach higher areas without the Skell flight mode, so you can do these much early on in the game.
Like some islands in Cauldros and the Divine Roost without flight mode. Pausing the game to make moon jumps, this is way easier and lore accurate.
The Hraesvelg is translated as the Hraesvelg in the Japanese version, named after the Norse mythology eagle. The Hraesvelg appeared in Xenoblade X The Secret File art book and was described as the Black Knight Skell.
Fun fact! Designed by Suzuki Yasuhi, who also designed the Nil Nail Skells, Rexoskell, Alamandal, Basara, Thufarg, Rothian Skells, the Beta, etc. Overall antagonistic mechs. And also Percival from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. In Japanese, he's literally called Basara, so my headcanon now is that the Skell was made based on his legend. It has unique animations. Love the Hypernova, those huge energy spheres coming from the thrusters, Wing Blade to stagger them using the wings on its feet, and Hunter's Blow. Its kamikaze-like attack truly feels like the Zeta Gundam. And last but not least, a mech with a katana is always edgy yet cool.
It was stated that the right arm weapon was developed by Barathians. The Hraesvelg also uses the same enter and exiting animation as the Ares. Overall, the Hraesvelg has a score of 25.5, making it A tier. The weaknesses are the lower damage output and the lower fuel capacity.
Excavator.
As said by Alexa, it's just a construction Skell tuned a bit for combat.
Buffed as hell in Definitive Edition, still gives it quite the unique look, especially with those retro excavator buckets in the legs upon transforming. The mech looks more like a vehicle transforming than any other. I also like how unique its head is, different from the standard Skells. It's large visor and very square-like, chunky, like an old robot. Transformation, same animation as most of the heavy Skells, but with those excavator buckets in the front to give it its unique look.
The maneuverability is pretty tough due to the heavy frame. The Excavator has the Kamikaze Overdrive with 0 fuel usage, all damage up, increased accuracy and evasion, reverse damage, and it uses 3 fuel per second while flying. It drains 4 fuel while flying and 3 while fighting, which is pretty high compared to the other Skells. There are only 2 level variants of the Skell.
I don't recall many differences aside from the camo pattern, I think. Usefulness. From the level 50s, it has the highest HP level, Same for the melee attack before Ares Prime. Also, the highest field level among 50s, and the level 60 version has the highest melee attack of them all in Definitive Edition.
Overall, the Excavator has a score of 23.25 points, landing it in B tier. It's pretty powerful but very annoying to drive around.
Police.
The police Skell is pretty much an urban Skell with the word police.
Same animations and mobility. Design, you can paint it to match your country's police colors. Whether you like them or not, it's funny.
The transformation is just like the urban and the Verus. The maneuverability is exactly like the urban, as it's basically a styled urban. It uses the same overdrive as Verus, Hagane, and drains 2 fuel per second while flying.
Early game usefulness, the second highest level 30 base melee attack. Before the Hraesvelg, the highest melee accuracy and highest potential of the level 30s.
Fun fact, I didn't know this one existed until I prepared for this video. Overall, the police has 22.9 points, landing it in B tier. It's too similar to the urban and Verus for it to provide any uniqueness, however, it's a great Skell for those who cannot decide which one they prefer.
Prog Ares or Ares. Design.
This Skell has not 1, not 2, but 4 eyes.
It's the first of the human-made Ares replicas. Lore-wise, we haven't seen others in story yet.
The Skell has a very human shape.
Its design resembles Elma's people's Ares replicas. She did say she brought Ares tech after all. Also love the wings when flying and light turning on only when moving.
Despite also being similar to a bike, it looks much more stable than the light Skells. The wheels sit on the shoulder and behind the legs in default mode.
I also love the escape cutscene. It was as if the pilot linked to the machine. Maneuverability. I'm still not 100% sure if it's faster than the other Skells, not counting the E-Skells. Maybe it has to do with its collision box, but seems to have higher chances of being thrown far into the air.
The Ares has Overdrive Legion with 0 fuel usage, accuracy and evasion up, cooldown boost, double damage, and appendage regen. The Ares has beautiful wings while flying, draining 3 fuel units.
The strongest of the non-customizable Skells. Can one-shot most things. Also, on the RS90 form, it has the highest HP and potential.
The Ares is only available for personal use after you beat the game. It's an amazing post-story Skell due to its amazing stats. There are 3 variants of the Ares. We will discuss the third one a bit later. Fun fact, it's piloted by Lau in Chapter 11.
It was designed by Choku, who also designed Xenoblade 3's Ouroboros and Xenosaga's ES Dyna. It has a fixed set of weapons, and with it, animations. It summons weapons and machinery from its chest, or from light in thin air. Seems familiar, right? I cannot talk about this here though.
The Prog Ares has a beautiful score of 28, landing it in S tier. Our last Skell has a spoiler alert for Chapter 13 of Xenoblade X and for the first 3 chapters of Xenoblade 3. Ares Prime. Saving the first Skell for last, the Ares Prime. The Skell design is very similar to the other Ares as this was the inspiration behind it.
There are 2 main components, the Ares body and the external armor to control it. The main body is this purple semi-translucent material that was described as charcoal, with a moving hexagon texture that is shared with the ghosts and the Vita, and a texture of space shared with, once again, the Vita.
It looks very similar to the Ouroboros in Xenoblade 3.
It has 4 eyes, but are covered by armor, perhaps for a reason. And there is concept for, in case it loses said armor, for the eyes to be covered. I love the scale or plates texture on the limbs and torso. Has long shoulders and hips.
I really love the glowing orbs.
Some sockets in the chest that connect to the shoulders with a tendon-like thing. Overall, something between organic and mechanic. Love it. The armor is the metallic frame with a cool spoiler in the back that gives this look of speed or dynamic. High heel shoes, which Ouroboros also took, shoulder plates that we've seen before, and overall pretty similar to the Prog Ares armor. But On top of the chest, there's a camera from which the pilot gets the visual, rather than the head of the Ares itself.
A lot of people don't know, but you can change the color of the Ares after Chapter 13, just like any other Skell. The Ares Prime does not transform. It runs just like a human would, as it was meant to be designed after a human.
Due to being unique and important lore-wise, it has exclusive art animations that include bringing out a sword to perform a combo, its main arm cannon to shoot, summoning purple flesh cannons above as its own version of Agashura cannon, summoning drones that attack from all angles, summoning a big purple shield with fans, and summoning two big spiky arms, which could have lore significance. Oh, and also the big explosion from within. Love all of this, especially the arms for this otherworldly creature vibe, and the Hermes shot drones or bits.
The maneuverability of the Ares is really nice. You don't have to deal with steering since you're running, and this mode is pretty fast. The Ares has Overdrive Legion with 0 fuel usage, accuracy and evasion up, cooldown boost, double damage, and appendage regen. It drains 3 fuel per second just like the Prog Ares. While it's not playable early game, we can talk about during Chapter 13 and post-story. In Chapter 13, it's very useful in combat on Volatiris. It's a great Skell for those who prefer pre-builts over custom-built Skells.
Skell's specialty, most of its arts and weapons rely on Ether. Overall, despite being overshadowed by the custom endgame Skells, I found it quite balanced for the extra story, taking out ghosts and all, as bringing a one-shot custom endgame Skell to the extra story would have been boring. Also fun to run with, and that would be it sadly. It's fun to look and to use, but not the best stats. I haven't grinded to upgrade all of its armor stats and all, but as you cannot customize its moveset, it is limited by lore. So, not the best for post-game.
Fun fact, there are no level variants. The Ares was made by Void and later patched up by Elma's people. It's the pioneer for all other Skells. Al pilots the Skell in the prologue and Chapter 13. Like the Hraesvelg, it also appeared in Xenoblade X The Secret File before Definitive Edition. The weapons and armors cannot be changed.
The cores are purple until a pilot links in, and when you get in, the sound effect is the same as when the Ouroboros interlinked. It was said to be the original protagonist Skell, or Al. Shares some elements with the Ouroboros, like having 2 pairs of eyes, 2 normal ones and 2 big ones, the chin protector, the smooth center, the weird symbol in the forehead, the shields with fans, and its concept are shared with Lance, while the Prog Ares took Mio's skating, and overall the translucent charcoal flesh look. As said with the Prog Ares, designed by Choco, responsible for the ES Dyna from Xenosaga, the Ouroboros from Xenoblade 3, among others. The Weltel had concept art of it summoning 2 big arms, just like this one, and also had some kind of cores. Looking forward to the Ares' next form in the next game.
The Ares Prime is slightly behind the Ares Prog, with an average score of 27.75, making it S tier. So our final list is in S tier. First place we have the Mastema and the Prog Ares. In second place we have the Ares Prime. And we have the Lailah in third place. In A tier we have the Hraesvelg. And in B tier, from highest to lowest score, we have the Excavator, the Formula, the Police, Verus, Urban, and Amdusias. In C tier, we have the Inferno. We have no Skells in D tier. By the way, I just wanted to mention I did treat the Dozer Skell as the Excavator. I'm not sure if it's actually a different Skell or if there's some different localization. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys know. This was so much fun to make. Thanks for sticking around. Comment Monado if you got to this part of the video, and don't forget to check out Imperfect's Works channel. He helped me so much during this video. Thank you once again, and see you all. Bye!